So, hiya folks, you're welcome back to the day when we start doing a little bit of work on the Renault 19 Chamad 1.4 Energy. Anyway, I never said in the last video, this is a GTS spec. Sounds very, very high. That is the base spec in Ireland. In UK, the base spec was a TR, but this is pretty much as basic as you would get. There was also higher specs as well, like a TSC, which were really nice, came with alloy wheels and a few other tricks. And a little bit later on, you came with the 16 valve version of this, which is obviously very, very cool. But we are in the everyday man's 19. Okay, now these would have been really popular back in the day, but I have a feeling around the first scrappage scheme and second scrappage scheme, these pretty much just got wiped out. They were a cheap car, people saw them as disposable, and well, they disposed of them. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Well, first of all, we are going to pour some water in. So I've brought out bottled water here to where I am. I don't want to use the tap out here in case the water isn't, well, the water isn't filtered, I know that. We're going to do some basic checks around the engine, and we're going to see if the coolant system holds water at the very least. Now, to allow me to do that, I have bought fresh petrol, obviously E10, and Jesus, I have a new battery to go in, so we'll stick that in. Now, assuming, jeepers almighty, that's heavy. Assuming everything is good, I then have gone up into my attic and I've raided my Renault 19 spares, and I have a new coolant expansion bottle. This is actually a weak point in these. They can crack, they can leak, so being that I like these kind of cars, I actually have one already ready to go, so I'm just going to leave that up there. Okay, battery is housed in under here. I note the previous owner has not disconnected it, so a bit of a fire hazard if you're ever leaving a car parked up. I would always disconnect the battery. Now, when it comes to why I'm not 100% completely worried about the head gasket just yet, let's have a little look over here. First thing I did when I saw the coolant was gone, I pulled the engine oil dipstick, and it's fairly all right. I'm just going to wipe it back here, but it looks okay. It's not clumpy, it's not lumpy, it's just old engine oil. Okay, so it definitely needs a service, but the engine oil, despite leaking out here, is present. Now, one thing which I didn't like is when I opened up the expansion bottle, like so, and I took my lovely screwdriver, where is it, dipped it in, and oh my god, I get a nice big clump of it. What the fluting heppin' and dip-a-doo before I go beep beep is that? That is gross. Now, I'm assuming, I'm going to just get rid of this. I don't want it in my shed, first of all. I'm assuming that big glump of snot means that there was a coolant leak, excuse me, and somebody poured in one of those bottles of K-Seal or some gunk like that, thinking that it would make a really big difference, and it didn't. I'm going to reckon what's happened is it's actually clogged up the system a little bit. I could be wrong. I'm no mechanic. I'm certainly not trying to be a mechanic. Just going to clear that a little bit so water can definitely drain down. But yeah, listen. Excuse me. At this stage, I don't think it's going to make any difference putting water in here or not, because I reckon that sludge is probably everywhere. It's probably lodged in the coolant bottle, but it's probably all over the bloody thing. So, if we can get it started, my plan is quite simple. I just want to run it and see, does it start? Does it run like snot? Do we have leaks? What on earth is going on with it? Okay, we're just checking the top hose. No, definitely no water in there. That is a bleed screw. So I'm just going to pop that back for a second. Okay, we know it opens, we know it comes off, so that's pretty good. Just in case anyone else is wondering, head gasket failure, grand, you took out the dipstick, that was clean. Is there mayo underneath the cap? No, there isn't. These are standard checks. Anyone could do these. Excuse me, folks, I'm after getting a tickle in my throat for some reason. Other than that, we have a load of resident cobwebs, and that's it. Now, as I said, this car arrived to me. I actually bought this, as ever, sight unseen, so I'm just checking a couple of the weak points, the inner wings, which I know to be weak points. They're fine. Chassis rails look good from this side. I did have a look underneath when it was on the tow truck. They were perfect from the other side, so again, this isn't something I'm worried about, all right? Yeah, other than that, I think we'll just get on with it. I know I'm going to have to fill this, so that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I also know I got to remove the battery. So that's probably second on my list of things to do. So the battery's easy enough. There's a double bulkhead on these. I think the rationale behind the double bulkhead is that it reduces noise in the cabin and improves safety. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, sorry, but that's my understanding. And I'm just going to remove this in its entirety, like so, because sometimes these can stick a little bit and I don't want to damage the thing removing it. Oh, comes apart in two. I think there's a screw meant to go in there. It's obviously missing on this one, but I'm just going to take this out of the way anyway for improved access. And try not to trip over the new battery. Has somebody bolted this down forever? They absolutely have. I don't know about you folks, but I hate these connections. They always hurt my hands to remove them. Maybe you're going to say I have weak hands, but hey, that's kind of it really. Come on. Come off it. There we go. Off you come. Yeah, okay, these ones came off relatively easy. I've had these before absolutely make ribbons out of my hands. I have no idea why, but they have. Now, I need to take that out, and for that, I need to go and get a screwdriver. Now, it looks like a 10. It is not a 10. Let me go a little bigger. We'll try 12 this time. It's probably 11. Oh God, no, it's 13. Who knew? No. I always get mixed up as to which way to turn the little handle on that. Anyway, we got it. So this is just the battery clamp for anyone who isn't familiar. Obviously very, very effective at, well, clamping the battery in the event of an accident. Or an accident, as I call them as well. Okay, that's out. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Wow, okay. New battery that I'm going to use is considerably bigger. Now, other thing to note, just before I yump that in, have we got rust under the battery tray? No, we don't. That is pretty impressive. No rust spot. There's a little bit of surface rust behind it. But no, it's all good and solid, so eventually I'll clean that down and make sure it doesn't go anywhere, which is great. That's absolutely wonderful news in fairness. Now, negative, positive. Don't want to mix those two up, or I will be in trouble. Whew. Batteries really are heavy, aren't they? Oh, I've lifted this thing out and forgotten which way it goes. Let's go this way. Here we go. That's possibly the first time that was ever easy to drop in. It dropped in perfect first time. Just no, it didn't. Did not drop in perfect first time. I should have known it wouldn't. I always get mixed up which bloody way these go. Does it go that way? Must go this. No. I already checked it, but it didn't go that way. So let's try this way. It didn't work last time. Oh, do you know what? We're just testing today. Let's not get too carried away with that. We'll just put that back up there. Perfect. Fixed. Now, this is where I begin to poo my pants. I just want to make sure the key is out. There is one non-original Silcat key. That's all I got with the car, but we can always replace that. It's not a big deal. And there's a lovely connection. Making connections. Perfect. Look at that. And I'm just going to wait for a second. I see the smoke start coming out from anywhere. I have no idea how long this car was standing. Absolutely none. all seems okay. There's the fan. So again, another common spot is that fan can seize. And that can again cause the engine to boil over in traffic, but no. Throttle cable is moving okay. We may or may not be in business, I don't know. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that beautiful, beautiful battery to test if there's any fires anywhere, I'm just going to fill up the coolant a little bit and just see how we get on. Now, I am just using water here. Oh, wow. Oh, well, I found where the water went. That didn't take long. We have a massive rupture on a coolant pipe here. Oh, wow. Okay, let me bring the camera in. That's pretty spectacular stuff there. So, you can see down there, that is exactly where the water has gone, or the coolant has gone. You can see the absolute gunk that's coming out of it. So yeah, we now know what we need to replace. Perfect. Now, having said all that, oh God, look at that. Ugh, my car's pooed its pants. Let me get this out of the way. So, well, having identified the leak, which didn't take very long, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is just fire a little bit of petrol in this and also see if I can remove that coolant pipe. And if I can, looks like somebody may have been in there already before me. Might try and order one of those up. See if we can get that, or even get some coolant pipe and just make one myself to fit. Might be cheaper, just to see if we can get the car running a little bit. But I'm also going to schnick that out of it as well. That's gross. But I think right now we can probably safely assume the car may or may not start. So in order to do that, I got to bung some petrol in. Okay folks, so sorry about the camera angle here. I just don't really have a better angle to do this from. So I'm just sneaking down along here, down the back of the car. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of fresh petrol. Dundrum Motors in, well obviously Dundrum, I don't remember them as a dealership. Can anyone shed information on them? When did they close? How long were they there? Did they sell other brands of cars? It's not one I've come across before, not going to lie. But the other thing I think is really cool, this must be a really 90s thing to let people know you've been out on the continent. Like this is, how many trips has this made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This car has made at least 11 trips to Switzerland. Wouldn't that be really cool to bring it back there again? Okay. Montbriche. There's obviously something missing off that. Montbriche, Forez, Bern, Suisse. A word I can't pronounce. Schweiz, something like that. Man, that's really cool. And then the anti-abortion sticker. We care for you both. Save the unborn child. Life pregnancy service. Where is that? 2930 Dame Street, Dublin 2. Does that still exist? Is that still a thing? I don't know. As I say, I'm not judging. I'm just wondering. What are these? 13-inch rims. You want to impress your neighbours with those? But yeah, apart from the bit of rust down here and on the sill, the rust down here is pretty common where the arch and the sill meet, so that's common. And a little bit in the centre of the arch. I looked at it, it looks like somebody jacked it up maybe there at one point and that maybe broke the protective coating. But who knows? We're just filling up. This always takes way longer to do than I expect. Now, the paint is actually in really good condition around this car, apart from down there, so I reckon I can keep the original paint. I don't think this is going to be that bad a project, depending on what happens when I turn this key. That's what I'm more worried about. Now, if that gunk is in the coolant system, I'm lucky enough, I do have a new radiator for this. As I said, I have the expansion bottle. We need to get a coolant hose so we can get that. We can flush the system. We can see how it goes. We can take our time doing all of that stuff and make sure it's done right. And I think we're nearly at the end of the petrol going in. What I'll do, folks, is I'm going to bring you into the car for the startup. We'll see how we go. Well, great news so far, folks. There's no smell of petrol outside of the car, so I'm assuming the fuel lines are okay. Maybe that's a big assumption, I don't know. That's a weird rattle. Can anyone else hear that? It's like a bell. Can you hear that in camera? Anyway, let's turn the key. Oh no, what have I done with the key? Is that it? No, that is not it. Oh, well. Give me a second, folks. I appear to have lost the key. Right, let's take a take two on that, folks. If I edited out the last piece, I had lost the key. I just had it in my possession a second ago. Anyway, our key, Silca replacement. I'm going to move this seat back. I'm absolutely terrified that I may end up having to make an emergency exit to push this out of the house if it goes on fire. Please don't go on fire. Anyway, first thing we're going to do, foot in the brakes. What is that? Anyway, let's see what happens. I think that's off. Okay, we got dashboard lights anyway. We can check those. Do we have a buzzer? No. Maybe nothing to remind me that I left the dashboard lights on. Anyway, I can see there's one bulb gone there. That's not a big deal. The rest are all working, which is great. Now we don't need those on. Does the radio work? Maybe I need the keys turned for that. Let's turn the keys. Maybe let's not turn the key. What's going on here now? Okay, the key does work. Oh! Atlantic 252. You're joking me. Does this have FM? This is FM, isn't it? Not picking anything up though. Let's try one. Let's manually do this. See if we can get a bit 2 FM. Ah, stop it. No, we're not going to get anything with this. Not yet, anyway. 98.1. Oh, screw it. I'll figure that out later. Anyway. Yikes! Okay, we got dash lights, battery light. I don't want to put the handbrake on because I know it was a pain in the rear to remove. Let's try it. Okay. Ah, this key's a bugger. What is that? You know what I don't hear, folks? I don't hear the fuel pump. I do see the needle rising a little bit, but I don't hear the fuel pump priming. I wonder has it seized. Okay, I don't want to burn out the starter. What is going on down there with that? It's weird, isn't it? Anyway. Can somebody shed light on that, what that might be? I don't know where to look. Right, we'll give this one last go, but I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope here. Oh, you know what? I haven't got the choke on. There is actually a choke on this, believe it or believe it not. Is that on? Maybe. Nah. All right, I don't hear the fuel pump kicking in, folks, so we'll have to we'll figure about that. All right, well. Okay, folks, you're very welcome back. So, last video, it failed to start. And I said it's probably fuel pump is gone. But then I kind of got to thinking, I was told specifically the car was parked up because the clutch went. I wasn't told about the coolant issue, but it was because the clutch went. That got me thinking, well, the fuel pump was probably working at that stage. So, why don't we just love on the fuel pump for a second? And by love, I mean, let's take this tire iron and just see if we can free it up. This genuinely does work. Now, obviously trying not to break it, but just maybe it's just a little bit stuck and just needs a little bit of persuasion. So let's turn that key and see what happens. Now, realistically, it might need to come out, in which case there's not much I can do about that. Only take it out, replace it. As I say, if this could work, nice and handy. Okay, handy dandy. That would be a tremendous little fix. Other than that, I don't know why. I'm going to try start this again. I've been at the pump again. I've hit that a few smacks. But yeah, I'm going to try it again. Just for the sheer hell of it. Why not? Okay, why not? Battery's connected. I'm just double checking and making sure of everything. Battery's connected. She's out of gear. Oh, I can hear fuel sloshing around the tank. Hey. Oh, okay, 1 second, folks. The choke comes out a lot further than I brought it the last time. I brought it a little bit. All right. Okay, we've got the choke light on now. Oh, wow. Is that her ticking over? Is that it, choke? Oh man, she revs lovely and clean. Now I'm very conscious that there is no coolant in this, but there's no smoke. She sounds great. Holy frig, it works. I wonder would it drive? Okay, so the story of it, the clutch is definitely not working. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Holy moly, folks. Holy moly, does that come out that far? Sorry, folks, I know you can't see it. I thought earlier on I could bring you in and start this. Okay, there's a choke lever down here. I didn't realize it came out as far as it did. That clutch does not sound good at all, whatever that church bell sound is about. I don't know. Oh, there's a big sticker up here. Do not pull out choke if you're starting on a warm engine. But this isn't a warm engine. It's a cold engine. Oh yeah. Woo! We have a starting car. The engine sounds good. I'm really, really happy about that. Really, really happy. The engine sounds good. I didn't want to let it get too warm, but it starts. It runs. It's all that matters. It smells good and fumey. Oh wow, that's ace. Clutch is definitely gone. I have never changed the clutch before, so folks, if you know how to do that, please tell me. If you want to be my guest and come and do it, holy moly, even better again. I just don't know how to do a clutch. Do I do it this side? Do I come from the top? Do I come from the underside? Who knows? Well, the clutch cable, I had suspected the clutch cable had snapped. It's a common issue in these. It hasn't happened here, so that's good. Oh, something stuck to me there. All right, well, there you have it. It runs. We didn't know that. It doesn't drive, but we knew that. We'll renew the coolant system, and then we'll tackle... Oh, brilliant. I'm well happy. I'm trying not to curse, but I'm well happy. TB 102, it's on 154-ish right now, so yeah, that definitely has to be done. There's significant oil leaking out of the head of the engine, but I reckon we'd get it through an NCT if it came down to it. Oh, one last thing. I wonder if the window washers work. Purely out of interest now at this point. Well, the wipers work. Nah. Okay. That's fine. That is really good. I'm really happy with that, folks. So listen, thank you all very much for watching. I'm pleasantly surprised. Oh, one last electrical thing. Very few that are in it. I didn't try. It's the interior fan. Does that work? Yes, it works. It spits a lot of dust out, but it works. Ace. All right, we're just going to disconnect the battery for safety for while it's parked up. I don't know when I'm going to be back out to it again, but hey, I'm chuffed. Let's go get a new bottom hose. Brilliant. It works. It works.